Hey Internet, Eric here. Finally back again to dive into and finally finish the Tremors franchise. Two movies left. Today I am talking about part 6, Tremors. You can't really see it. A Cold Day in Hell. Or if you're new to my channel, welcome. I discuss plot spoilers, specific scenes, what have you. 2018, I think this came out. We are now following plots. The plot summary is we are now following, once again, Burt Gummer and Travis, Michael Gross and Jamie Kennedy. They are, let's see here. Burt had after Bloodlines. Burt is basically the only one left living in perfection. He is running the general store, Walter Chang's general store, still hating the government. Travis shows up after having like a mental breakdown. He says, he was gone for a year or so, and then they get the call that in the air quotes frozen tundra, basically, of Canada, there are graboids and ass blasters. So they go to try to save the day. Um, this one wasn't bad. I enjoyed it. Not as much as 5, but we'll get to that. Michael Gross as Burt is still great. He's still the paranoid, gun-toting, government-hating person that we all know and love. He still got great chemistry, being disgusted with now his son Travis. He found out in the last movie that he has a son from, I don't know if it was an affair or just a one-night stand, but either way, he has a son, Travis. Doesn't want Travis to go with him because it's just going to cause problems, blah, blah, blah. Michael Gross is great. And they actually give him something different to do now, because now, after what happened in part 3, he was swallowed by a graboid. He now has a parasite inside him. So, even though we love, or at least I love, the Burt character, he's put in hospital bed for some part of the movie. And it gives the other characters a chance to shine and do some stuff. But he is still great. The guy who doesn't want to be in the hospital bed, he's not going to listen. He's going to tough it out type of thing. Great as always. Jamie Kennedy, not as fun in this one, I don't think. I mean, I understand that if they thought this was going to be the last Burt movie, they might have they were going to pass the torch to him. Let's just say he did a good job of playing someone who had a mental breakdown. He looks like he hasn't showered in 2 years. The only thing he really does is try to flirt with one of the scientists, the blonde scientist there. They have an okay chemistry, but he's just kind of there. There is a cool scene where they don't know if Burt's going to make it or not. He's holed up in the hospital bed, and Travis is putting on Burt's hat and his shades, and he actually looks like Michael Gross with that on. So that's cool. The other characters, they're just kind of there. You have the guys working for the government who they made it seem like they wanted to use the graboids for biological weapons. You have those guys, and then you have the scientists. You have whiny scientists, girl scientists, other girl scientists, or tech support person, tech support guy number 1, and then you have the only other character that you know who she is, because she is the daughter of Kevin Bacon, Val, and Rhonda from part 1. They even call her Val for short. So she's there. She's good with a gun. Obviously, Val taught her how to shoot. She knows all about graboids. She's likable. She's cute. She's fun. She gets the job done. So she's okay. They have some good nods to the original film. They mentioned Val. Apparently, Val isn't the best father. She calls him more like an uncle type of thing. So obviously it was Rhonda who helped raise their daughter. We get some cool nods. We get a person digging for core samples in the one scene where it's the fucking snow. Pierce is a graboid, and he gets dragged away like the guy in the first one. We have a graboid going into an electric fence this time, instead of like that cement wall that's down in the ground, and killing it. There's a lot of fun nods to the first movie. Even Burt redoes the line, you broke into the wrong goddamn rec room, you big jerk. He says that about like the room that they were in. Anyways, so you had some fun nods to the first film. The graboids are and especially the ass blasters, they're still the version from part 5. I love the new look. Like I said, I think I called it, like, it looked like they had like a sarlacc mouth, from Return of the Jedi. The ass blasters did. Definitely rely more on CGI this go around. It's not as bad as I was expecting. It's not like Tremors 3 CGI. It's a lot better, except for one scene. And the scene that I mean is, it's a really cool scene. They have to trap a graboid to get the antibodies to help fix the parasite that, or help cure Burt's addiction with the, not addiction, affliction with the parasite. They have to get some fluid or something out of the mouth of a graboid. So in a really cool scene, they do a really cool job of trapping a graboid. It's a great way of, like I said, with Burt being held up in the hospital bed, they have to trap. Everyone else has to trap this graboid in like a shipping container. It works. It's really cool. The only time the CGI is really bad is when Travis has to go inside the mouth to get, like, the fluid out of, like, the mouth sac, whatever they want to call it. And you have the little snake tongue tendril things. That was some pretty bad CGI. But that was cool how they kept going from person to person to person, trying to get rid of the tongues, I guess you would say, so Travis could climb into the mouth and get the antidote or whatever they needed to make it. Overall, the CGI isn't bad, but that one scene was pretty bad. There isn't too much to this movie. I really am disappointed. It would have been really cool to see Graboids in the snow, and we only get one scene of that because apparently, I mean, they filmed it out in the desert, the same place I think they filmed Part 5, and they just used CGI to turn the sand into snow, which is smart, which is kind of cool, but I wish they would have kind of maybe done that for the more of the movie, because apparently this part of Canada is going through a heat wave and all the snow is melting. Whatever. The last 10, 15 minutes is really cool when Bert's held up and they have to find ways to get away from the graboids and this and that. There's another cool nod to Part 1 where someone, let's just say, instead of dropping water from the water container or whatever you would say that Rhonda did in Part 1, someone who drinks a lot of what you would say energy drinks has to relieve himself to distract the graboid. One of the few likable characters. That one doctor though, the one I don't know if he's a doctor, insurance salesman, or whatever. He's just super annoying. You'll know who he is. I'm glad he got taken out when he did. But overall, what was I saying? I lost my track. I wish there was more in the snow. I wish there was more stuff in the snow. But especially with it being called Cold Day in Hell, the fucking poster is a graboid coming out of the snow. You get one scene, the opening scene, and that's fucking it. So that's kind of a disappointment. Overall, this movie is fine. It's just there. It's hard to follow up, in my opinion, Bloodlines, because I thought Bloodlines was really, really good. This one, I'm not gonna praise it, but it's fine. It's fine to put in, watch once, and then if you're doing a marathon, you can just put it in, like, the second time you watch it, like, have it play in the background, whatever. Michael Gross, like I said, is great. Jamie Kennedy's just kind of there. He makes it seem like his heart isn't into it. The characters are just not very memorable overall, other than Val and Rhonda's daughter. I still like the look of the Graboids. I still like the look of the ass blasters. But overall, it was just kind of okay. Better than Part 3, especially with the special effects. But Cold Day in Hell, it's just there. Nothing special. Not bad, not great, just kind of exists. So, sorry, but that's it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Click the bell. All that stupid bullshit. Comment below. Tell me if you really like this one. If you really hate this one, where would you put this? I don't know what else to say. I am really excited to finally watch the last movie coming up soon, Shrieker Island. Very, very excited. Richard Brake's in it. I love Richard Brake. So hopefully, if I do enjoy Shrieker Island, it's not just because I found Cold Day in Hell kind of underwhelming. But, oh well. Cheers.